Next up, we turn to a keynote that will take us from analysis to action. The power of unconditional mindset, healing, service, and reimagining education for every child. This session will explore how adopting a mindset rooted in empathy, service, and resilience can transform learning environments. Leading this inspiring session is our speaker and bronze sponsor. We have Dr. Dimple Patel, the founder and executive director of KGS Foundation Service for All, whose experience, vision, and real-world stories provide a powerful lens on reimagining education for every learner. She develops practical solutions that help schools implement high quality STEM experiences, especially for learners often excluded by financial or systemic barriers. Please join me in giving her a warm welcome to the stage. Please welcome.
Are these water bottles for me? Thank you so much. I'm just going to clear out some space here. Okay. Hello? You can hear me on? So first of all, thank you so much to the organizers for inviting me. It's really an honor to be here in a room full of people who are building companies, launching ideas, and shaping the future. And also, I really want to thank everyone for being awake in Las Vegas. Because I'm going to be honest, Vegas is one of the few cities where most people go to bed around the time we start a keynote. So if you're here, alert, caffeinated, I really admire your discipline. Now I'm going to start with a question many of us ask. What am I actually supposed to do with my life? When people introduce me as Dr. Dimple Patel, entrepreneur, founder, educator, it sounds very polished, but I'm going to be honest. My journey, it didn't start with clarity. It actually started with a lot of confusion, like a lot of confusion and probably questionable amount of instant ramen noodles. In 2018, I uh, I was a doctorate student at Washington State University, finishing up my doctorate in educational leadership with a concentration on STEM education. And if anyone here has done a doctorate, you know that it's not glamorous. It's mostly coffee, research papers, and staring at your computer, wondering if that paragraph you just wrote makes even any sense. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't. And at the same time, in 2019, I started a company called Little Genius. It was about teaching kids robotics, coding, STEM education summer camps. And I thought maybe only 5 kids would show up to Little Genius. If my relatives felt generous, maybe 10 would register. But instead, uh, our classes filled up. It was houseful. Kids loved robotics. Parents loved seeing their children excited about learning. And you know, Albert Einstein, he once said, education, it's not about learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. And I saw that firsthand. You don't have to convince children to explore, you just have to open the door. So sorry, I'm just wondering if I'm too close to the mic. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. But then when I started Little Genius, something else happened. Life had other plans, and in 2020, COVID hit, and school shut down. And just like that, Little Genius disappeared overnight. And at the same time, it felt like a failure. Looking back, I just think sometimes, life closes one chapter so another one can open. I just didn't know that the next chapter of my life would be merchandise. Now, around that time, I called one of my spiritual mentors and I said, I'm about to graduate in 2020 and I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life. I and I thought that maybe the advice that he'll give me was, apply for jobs, build your resumes, network. But instead, he said something that really surprised me. He said, you should start an NGO, start a foundation. And this was in 2020. And he said, you are meant to start this NGO. And through this NGO, you're going to provide food and education support to people who need it the most. And at that time, I was a doctorate student. I had very little money in my account. I was just trying to finish up. So I asked logically, how exactly is that supposed to happen? And he said, don't worry. The grace of God will achieve it all. Just have faith, believe that it will happen. And I thought that was inspiring, but also slightly unrealistic. But something interesting happened. Even though in 2020, KGS Foundation did not exist, I started preparing for it. I, I'm going to tell you the funny beginning of KGS Foundation Service for All. So in 2020, I created the KGS Foundation Service for All logo, and then I ordered a bunch of merchandise, like coffee cups, caps, keychains. I even created my own website, all with the KGS Foundation Service for All logo. Now remember, at that time in 2020, KGS Foundation, it did not exist. It wasn't registered. We didn't have any funding. There were no programs. So that basically meant that the only supporters of KGS Foundation at that moment was my closet. Boxes sat in that closet for years, waiting. But then fast forward to 2022 June. I um, I moved to the beautiful state of Colorado and I purchased a franchise. It was called Wise Computing Academy. And through that franchise, I started teaching robotics, coding, AI programs in school. Currently, I oversee close to 50 schools in the state of Colorado. And the first year, it went really well. Schools welcomed us, the students loved us, but there was something that was bothering me. Every time I walked into that classroom, I noticed two realities. Some children had opportunities, and some did not have any opportunities. And it wasn't because that they were less capable or less intelligent, but it was simply because their circumstances did not allow those kind of opportunities. And that question kept returning to me. What about those kids? What about those marginalized kids? And Nelson Mandela once said, I'm sure all of you have heard that quote, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Now, notice he didn't say wealth, influence, or power. He said education. Because when you put those tools into the hands of a child who never had access before, you're not just helping one student, you're changing a generation. So sorry, I actually need a quick sip of water. I always feel dehydrated, so and I'm so glad this podium is much more stable. Last year it was pretty slanted, so I had my water sliding down. Um, Now in June 2023, I took a holiday to Kauai, Hawaii. I'm not sure if you guys have been there, but if not, you should consider it. It's one of my favorite places, beautiful island. And in Kauai, I rented a small Airbnb on Ocean Cliff. And if you've spent time near the ocean long enough, you start reflecting. You realize how small we are in this massive, infinite universe. So one morning, I woke up and I said to myself, I don't want to wait any longer. So sitting there in Kauai, I um, I was looking at the Pacific Ocean and I registered KGS Foundation Service for All in June 2023, which means, technically speaking, our nonprofit was registered when I was wearing my flip-flops. So Mark Twain once said, the two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. For years, I knew the first day, but in Kauai, watching the ocean, I started to understand the second. Why education matters, why service matters, and why the most important decisions often happen in quiet moments when no one else is watching. The early days at KGS Foundation, they were not easy. The first year was pretty slow. Starting a nonprofit isn't glamorous. It's a lot of phone calls, a lot of paperwork, school meetings, navigating funding challenges. But much of that early funding came directly from my own pocket, and it still does. But slowly things grew. Schools began to trust us, and communities opened their doors. And today, through KGS Foundation Service for All, we serve 17 marginalized schools in the state of Colorado. And we've recently registered in Texas, where we're planning to expand, and our NGO is also registered in India. We just got our approval recently. And in India, we have actually tied up with a few schools where we're planning to serve 120 marginalized children's STEM education. So, yeah, really excited about that. But I believe education should not depend on where a child happens to be born. Opportunities should not depend on privilege, and curiosity should never be limited by circumstances. Now, before I go any further, I just want to acknowledge two very special people, actually, three very special people. First, I want to acknowledge my father. He's right here. Um, so, thank you so much. And I also want to acknowledge to all of my 2.0 friends. We've known each other for 3 years. So thank you so much. You guys are always here. And lastly, I want to acknowledge two very special people in this room. A while ago, I took a cruise, a family cruise from Long Beach to Mexico, and I met this 90-year-old couple who who honestly felt like unexpected grandparents to me by the end of the trip. Rosa and Frank, they're right here, and they live in Las Vegas. So I'm so grateful that you took the time to be here. I know you have your own health challenges and all, but still you navigated this crazy Bellagio room. So with Rosa and Frank, we talked a lot about life, family, money. And one thing they said that really stuck to me, don't perform wealth. They said build it. They told me you don't need business class, you don't need designer bags. The right people won't measure your worth by those things. So our conversations, that is the meaning I took out of all the conversations I had with Rosa and Frank. And honestly, that changed how I think about running a nonprofit. I don't want to perform success. I don't want to beg for donations and look impressive. I want to build something self-reliant, something slow, steady, something very real. So, to the wonderful couple sitting here, Rosa and Frank, thank you so much. You have no idea how much those conversations meant to me, and I'm really grateful that you're here with us. Thank you. And since we're talking about unexpected wisdom, I want to share something people often ask me. They, a lot of people, they look at me and they say, Dimple, how do you manage so many things at once? I mean, a foundation, a book, an app, schools, and you have kids? And my honest answer is always the same. It's not me, it's the grace of God. There's a spiritual figure from India. His name is Sai Baba. He lived in the 1900s, over 100 years ago, and he had no money, no home, no position, and yet he became one of the most beloved figures in Indian history. Not because he performed miracles, but because he taught three very simple things: patience, faith, and selfless service. And he welcomed everyone, regardless of their religion or background. He never asked anyone to convert. And he simply said, let your own faith take you higher and help others along the way. So that teaching is what I really try to integrate into my every single day life. And when people ask how I balance everything, the stress, the long hours, the uncertainty, I don't have a clever answer. I just know that I'm not doing it alone. There is something much bigger that holds things together when I cannot. So I'm just sharing this not to convince anyone of anything. Your faith, your beliefs, your path, those are yours, my friends. I'm only sharing it because people ask me and because humility is important. I did not build any of this on my own strength alone. So if you feel inclined to support my ventures, the book, the app, the foundation, know that your support will be received with deep gratitude, not arrogance, just a sincere thank you from someone who's really trying their best to lean on grace and show up every single day. So sorry, I need another sip of water. I hope you're not in a rush. Actually, I try to keep my conversation speeches up to 10 to 15 minutes. Just looking at my own classrooms, I know that even as an adult, our attention span is so low. But today I feel like it's going on a little longer. So really, thank you so much. And I know time is a precious commodity, so I'm grateful that you're giving your time to me. Um, so when people hear the word nonprofit, they often assume that the next sentence is donation request. And you know what? Donations are wonderful. They help, and I never turn down donations because it always helps our work. But that is not my primary goal. My goal, as I said earlier, is to make KGS Foundation Service for All completely self-reliant. So whether I'm there or not, someone else, the next in line, can just continue the mission, the work. So I also don't want to wake up every morning wondering where the next grant will come from. I don't want to beg for money. I don't want to depend on the mood of our economy. And I don't want to build something, I want to build something that stands on its own feet. And that's why every venture that I start, there are quite a few, I make sure that certain percentage of that goes directly to supporting underprivileged communities. It's not an afterthought, it's simply the core design of everything I do. And one way is through my book, The Power of Unconditional Mindset, which will be published by Penguin in the next 3 to 6 months. I just signed a book deal with them. So, The Power of Unconditional Mindset explores a simple but radical idea. What if we lived without constantly expecting something in return? What if success wasn't just about achievement, but also contribution? 51% of the profits from this book are going to go directly to KGS Foundation to support the work of our marginalized children. Not sure if you guys have heard of Mahatma Gandhi. I'm actually maybe everybody has. But there are quite a few famous quotes by Mahatma Gandhi. He said that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Many believe that, success is about accumulation, titles, money, recognition. But in my own experience, the deepest success comes from knowing something you created helped another human being move forward. I want to tell you something else too. There's another cool project that I'm working on, and I'm incredibly excited about it. It's called Astro Soul Path. I grew up in a Hindu family where astrology has been a big part of my culture. We believe that the stars carry pattern inside stories, not rigid destiny, but tendencies, whether forecast for the soul, if you will. And some people believe in astrology, some don't, and that's perfectly okay. But here's what I know: people are curious. People want to know their past, make sense of their present, and feel a little more confident about their decisions. And that is why we built Astro Soul Path. I'm going to break down Astro Soul Path simply for you. What exactly is this platform? So first, we combine artificial intelligence with human wisdom, not just robots giving you generic answers. We have real human counselors like astrologers, numerologists, tarot readers, psychics, psychologists, wellness advisors, life advisors. And you feel like, you want to talk to someone about your birth chart, it's there. You want a numerologist to analyze your life path number, we've got that. Tarot reading, everything is right there at the tip of your fingers. So that is one of the features that's part of the Astro Soul Path. You can even call an advisor at midnight. I call it, actually, a couple of my friends call it. Crystal right here, she gave me a nice word. She said it's the Uber of counseling, but it integrates spirituality, general counseling into it. Another feature that is part of the Astro Soul Path is customized horoscopes. Now, I know that many of the horoscopes that we see online, it's very generic. Today, a Scorpio might find the love. That's fine, but it's not personal. So in Astro Soul Path app, if you input your date of birth, time of birth, place of birth, your chart is going to be automatically created. And it's really cool. You'll just have a personalized reading, which will tell you your lucky colors, things to watch out for, opportunities, patterns in your past that might be repeating. And the best part is this model is only $1 per month, which is like $12 a year, less than a cup of coffee, and less than a cheap Vegas buffet. And for $1 a month, you get a customized horoscope delivered daily every morning, plus an access to our community and basic guidance. And obviously, if you need deeper work, one-on-one sessions with astrologers, general counselors, life coaches, tarot readers, those are also affordable. And we've kept the prices like super affordable, like 20 cents per minute or something, which is really affordable because this whole platform was just created to support people and our nonprofit. But the core subscription is just $1. Now, I'm going to tell you why that $1 matters, my friends. If one person subscribes for $1 a month, that doesn't change anyone's life. But if 1 million subscribers download that app, that changes everything. Imagine 100,000 people downloading Astro Soul Path. That's 100,000 a month going towards education for underprivileged children. Imagine 1 million people. That's 12 million people a year. Not from donations, not from grants, from people simply choosing to explore their own spiritual curiosity while unknowingly funding a child's robotics kits on the other side of the world. But here's the promise I want to make to you. A good amount of the profits from Astro Soul Path will go directly to KGS Foundation Service for All. Every dollar you spend on your own curiosity becomes a dollar that helps a child who never had access to STEM education. Every horoscope you read builds a classroom. Every tarot card you pull helps buy a laptop. And my friends, that is what self-reliance looks like. You don't have to blindly donate your money. You just have to use a product that serves and let the ripple effect serve others. Astro Soul Path is actually launching in 2026, and we're building it, the app, the counselors, the AI engines. And when it launches, I would be honored if you would download it, not as a charity, but because you're curious, because you want to understand a little better, a little more about yourself, because you want to wake up every morning and read something just for you. And of course, I'd love it if you consider the subscription model, $12 a year. It's nothing. And I just want to quickly show you guys the video of Astro Soul Path. I feel super proud of this. So, my friend Maria, could you go ahead and play the video of our project?
Namaste, I'm Crystal. I'm a Reiki healer with Astro Soul Path. And my work is rooted in a very simple idea. When your energy settles, your life gets clearer. Sometimes what we call stress is actually energetic overload. And sometimes what we call being stuck is just your system asking for release.
Namaste, I'm John, and welcome to Astro Soul Path. Astro Soul Path is a hybrid guidance platform that blends the best of AI and real human advisors to help you feel clear, grounded, and supported without the fluff. Inside the app, you can ask real-life questions about your career, relationships, timing, mindset, and next steps. Our AI advisors help you get quick clarity.
And our live advisors add deeper insight when you want a more personal human touch.
This isn't about blind beliefs. It's about patterns, self-awareness, and making better decisions with confidence. We're launching in May 26, and we're building it with one standard app. Clarity you can trust. If you're ready to understand yourself better and move forward with more peace and direction, you're in the right place.
Namaste, welcome to Astro Soul Path. Astro Soul Path is a guidance platform that blends AI support with real human advisors in embedded life to help you feel clear, grounded, and supported in real life. Inside the platform, you can explore tools like astrology, numerology, tarot, and intuitive guidance. Vast and energy alignment for your Pomo Reiki style energy healing, palm and face reading, and practical coaching around mindset, confidence, relationships, career decisions, and life timing. So you don't just get insight height, you get direction.
You can ask questions like, what's the best timing for this decision? Why do I keep repeating this pattern?
What's blocking me right now? What should I focus on next? This isn't about fear or superstition. It's about self-awareness, patterns, and choose your next step with more peace and confidence. Astro Soul Path launches in May 2026, and we're building it with one goal: clarity you can trust. Today, I'm Claire, and I want to introduce you to something we've been building with a lot of intention: Astro Soul Path. Let me start with the real reason this exists. Most of us are trying to make important decisions while we're exhausted. It's time to find clarity. We're leading teams, raising kids, building careers, managing relationships, and trying to keep our nervous system from melting down. So people look for guidance, but what they usually find is one of two extremes. Either it feels too random and unrealistic, or too clinical and disconnected. And a lot of people don't know who to trust. Astro Soul Path is a clarity platform built to change that. It's a place you come when you're stuck, overwhelmed, or at a turning point. You want support that feels grounded, respectful, and actually useful.
Trusted advisors across different guidance styles, numerology, and coaching style sessions.
So you can choose what resonates with you. We're building it to be simple and structured. You won't just get a reading, you'll leave with clarity. Why do I keep repeating the same pattern in relationships? Is this the right time to change jobs or start a business? Why do I feel blocked even though I'm doing everything right? What do I need to focus on this month so I don't burn out? Instead of walking away confused, we walk away with a clear theme, a next step, and language for what you're experiencing. Another thing that matters to me is integrity and safety. Astro Soul Path is not a medical platform. It's not therapy, and it's not about fear-based predictions. We're building responsible guidance, support that helps you feel stronger, not dependent. It's designed for real people,
Whatever season you're in,
even if you're just trying to feel like yourself again. Because clarity isn't a luxury, it's a tool. So if you've ever wished there was a place you could go where guidance feels modern, ungrounded, and trustworthy, this is for you. Astro Soul Path is coming May 2026, and we can't wait to bring it to you.
Namaste. Welcome to Astro Soul Path Day for anyone who believes in living with purpose, protecting your peace, and making decisions with integrity. This platform is for people who want guidance that feels grounded and respectful of their values. Whether you're navigating family responsibilities, personal growth.
We have so many ads that we've created, and I would actually love to show you all of them. I feel super proud of our advisors and our entire team behind Astro Soul Path, but it's a long video, and I think I might be running out of time soon. So um, in this video, you're also seeing a QR code. So this is the QR code to my LinkedIn. But if you do want to support Astro Soul Path or just have any questions about the book, how I survived my doctorate or anything, just go ahead and send me a LinkedIn invite. But when you do send me an invite, just send a note that you heard me in Las Vegas. And let me know if you guys are interested in Astro Soul Path or the book. And once it's ready, we'll go ahead and send you a reminder for the launch. And I know that I'm almost out of time, so I just want to take a moment to say something personal. This is my third year at Education 2 Point Conference, and the first year I was just attending, sitting in the audience like many of you, taking notes, wondering if I belonged in a room like this. The second year I came back as a keynote, and that was terrifying and wonderful. And this year, this is my third year, and KGS Foundation Service for All is a sponsor. So this journey from being an attendee to a keynote to a sponsor, it means more to me than I can easily explain. It says that slow, steady, ridiculous persistence actually works. It says that if you keep showing up, the room gets bigger. It says that people who believe in you along the way deserves more than a polite thank you. So I do want to thank my really good friend Jatin. He's one of the organizers at the conference. Jatin, could you please stand up? And I want to thank you, Jatin, because I know that it's not easy to work with me. I have ideas at 2 a.m. I change my mind and I send long voice notes to Jatin. And I have passionate opinions too. But Jatin somehow keeps up with all my tantrums. So thank you so much, Jatin. You're a really good friend of mine and a good person. And I'm so grateful that KGS is part of 2.0, and we hope to continue this collaboration long term. So again, I've taken up a lot of time, and I keep getting all these signals, but I don't think we have time for questions. But feel free to send me a note on LinkedIn if you do want to learn more about Astro Soul Path or have any questions. So thank you so much, my friends, for being here. Thank you so much, Rosa, Frank, all my 2.0 friends, my father, and